and the team fight is yours. But on the other hand, you know, if this Udyr falls behind, this Renekton doesn't work out, doesn't get a ton of an advantage against the Sion pick that's going to be pretty stable in the top lane. I do like the late game scaling, especially with the Graves here versus Udyr on the side of Fred and Brion. I think they could take a 2-0 here. It's certainly possible if they play this well.
If we get another 50-minute game, we 100% get Fred and Brion walking away with a win. I don't think that it's really going to be much of a question. Their front-to-back team fighting is just better straight up than what KT have. But like you were saying, there's a lot of mid-game acceleration opportunity here for KT. They should also have some decent early priority in these lanes. And we'll see whether Bonnie's just going to be able to be a better Udyr, right? Like, we've seen already that there are two different types of Udyr in the LCK. It's the ones that do nothing and pure shit. Teleport back to the lane for Lava. As Hybrid dashes on forward. All right, they get a nice Attract Repel stun, but not able to get too much more. The follow-up damage actually pretty good here from Henner and Delight.
It feels like it's a train, though.
Yeah, it does. And the sound is still very train-like, because here's the crash down. Henner has to flash. Delight just going to battle dance on top of him, but that is a valuable flash to have here on the bottom side, and they're continuing to push forward. Hybrid had that S rank for a little while as Delight. Yeah, he's just going to stick around. Not exactly what you want. Doesn't quite have his Q back, and that's going to be first blood so easily. Zeus beautifully tanks up the turret and doesn't even die for it.
That was perfect timing.
Yeah, it's really nice. 2,000 gold is going to be the lead here for KT. And in goes Bonnie. He's gone real quick. As Dove looks for it, Shockwave lands onto Bonnie, and the bubble's also going to connect. Dove looks for the Paddle Star. That's a lot of damage, but just uses the counterfeit flash to try and get...
Look at the positioning here of Zeus, too. They want to collapse onto
we're
this.
Four-man diving again. Yeah,
Quadra kill in a second.
Well, we've got the teleport coming from both the mid lane and the top lane. Lava and Hoya going to come on forward as this is a 5v5. Bubble going to go wide, but it's going to stop Umpty from running on through. So they do save their bottom lane, but at what cost? That's double teleport, now on cooldown. Now they need to get to the rest of the map as Doran dashing on forward. Here's the ulti, and now Hoya's trying to do it. Gets into the wall, gets the flash out of Hybrid. Pretty nice there for the Scion as he yells at Doran for a second, but they are just going to back away.
And as long as Fred and Brion can stabilize after that, you know, we could have an even game on our hands.
Well, there's the quickness. They do manage to slow down Doran, who gets underneath the turret. Teleport will come forward. All of the teleports towards the top side as Doran does manage to take down the Rakan, but the answer is still going to be there. Dove now regretting this teleport as he flashes out of the Shockwave. There's a decimating smash onto Hybrid. Hoya not too worried about tanking damage right now because he's Scion. And yeah, he can soak bubbles. He can do whatever he wants. He's just a big boy. And Dove not going to go 1 versus 4.
Meanwhile, just going to take this Drake away. Like, you guys can have a fun time. You guys can party up here. I'm gonna... I mean, how many Paddle Stars can you get before this Baron goes down? Let's find out.
Yeah, we'll have to find out as teleport will come through. Hoya's still there as you've got a good flanking position from Delight. KT, they know about it, of course, with that cheeky ward over the wall as Dove picks up a smite for himself. They will have the smite advantage for this one, so the turn, they're looking for it. Delight gets over the wall, but now not going to have that flank. His Grand Entrance also on cooldown. And there's the back away. The Baron should reset, but no, Hoya walks back in. They are going to keep it leashed for the moment. Dissonance doing a bit of damage there to Zeus, but he can still engage. As there's the flash forward, the Magnet Storm. Everyone getting taken down solo. Samira already instantly with a triple kill. The Rel will fall, but that is going to be that. And KT should be able to just transition to the Baron.
Yep. We're going to get a kill onto Hoya here as well. He's going to come look at the Baron real sad. As his soul will expire there, but this
feels like they've fallen too far behind. Dove, like you were talking about, still looking for them pot shots. Here we go. Here's the train. Will it lead? No, that's a wall. Yeah.
That's not platform 9 3/4.
Yeah. Light gets over that wall with the Grand Entrance. More of an exit at that point.
I'm starting to get worried about the positioning here for KT. They need to be really careful.
Oh, that bubble is god tier. Onto Henner in the back line. Fantastic work. Not able to follow up as, okay, that's a very short trip on the train. Umpty hopping on forward. Bonnie looking to try and get some boops in there, but not really feeling it as we've got Hybrid on the Drake already. Doran quite low at this point in time, and Fred and Brion not wanting to give away the Mountain Soul. Voidseeker gonna land onto Dove there as there's another Magnet Storm towards the backside. Delight launches himself into the backline, but Dove avoids it with the portal jump. Shockwave is decent, but the Samira still popping off in the fight. Double kill now, and now they're just looking to clean up. Henna is going to be the next on the chopping block, and Hoya looking to take down the Drake. Let's do it. Not gonna do it. And KT are just gonna march up the mid lane and take us to a game number 3.
That's actually just the saddest animation ever after not being able to take down the Drake, not winning the team fight. And they just did it. The Magnet Storm, Inferno Trigger once again, win the game. It's a game 3, Atlas. The week of 6 game days might continue, as this is just going to be a very, very nice team fight to lead to the victory here. Fred Brion, they tried their best. They tried to party bush and set up for a fight, but it just did not work out.
As talented, I guess, as the other players.
Yeah.
But they, you know, there is certainly still potential there. But once again, we see Udyr not necessarily doing that much damage. Rel does so much work, though, and I think Zeus had a really, really good performance this game.
I think he really did. Set up a lot of those kills for Hybrid, set up a lot of those team fights. Really patient play from KT Rolster. I think Fred Brion have 5 incredibly talented players who are worthy of the LCK. But the synergy and working together with them and knowing how to be more aggressive sometimes instead of being timid, I think there's some adjustments that can be made there. But
KT Rolster took down Frederick Brion in Game 2, and we are going to the distance today once again. And KT Rolster, even though they dropped the game number 1, they went back for their confident picks. They went for B1 Udyr and then completed their bottom duo with this B2 and B3 pick. So we saw this Gragas ban coming out, and also Alistar was also banned out from the second phase of the ban, so there was no champion to actually mark Rel down on the bottom lane. Rakan was not a really good champion into Rel to stop her dominance during teamfights. And Samira has a really nice synergy with Rel because she can dash in, then she can land the stuns from Rel. And Rakan does not have many tools to save Kai'Sa from those engagements. So KT was really smart locking in that bottom duo in the very early phase of the pick and bans. And KT Rolster also was able to kind of take away this Udyr from the opponent side, because actually Udyr can stun in order to interfere Samira's ultimate, so that was also really smart. But there was this moment where Frederick Brion was able to make the best decision in the spot where they're not having a good time. So Frederick Brion, they definitely are really good at making decisions really fast. So they had this full awareness that they were not in a good spot, so they went for a very aggressive play on the other side of the map. So they were able to lock down their kill onto Doran. So Frederick Brion, this time around, they played around the top side because of the vision control they've got. So after picking up that kill onto Renekton, they actually go for another try and action. So once again, they had this chance to raise the top tower at the point of the game. So we want to give a shout out over to the decision making coming out from Brion. They are really good at making those kind of proactive plays. So they make decisions when they're really behind. They just give up the part that they are weak, and then they look for an action on the other side of the map. As you mentioned in Game 1, this kind of aggressiveness can help them, but at the same time, they have to be careful with those actions. So there was this aggressiveness coming out from Frederick Brion, which put them into a very awkward spot. Bro was desperate for a breakthrough, so they started off this Baron, even using TP from Sion, but they were not aggressive in this follow-up actions. Khan was looking for a flank angle, but they were not trying to actually open fight. They were too caught up with this Baron. So Rakan had to use his W in order to escape, so there weren't many tools left for them to start off the fight. And Ro is definitely top tier champion in the current meta. And she managed to find multiple stun onto the back line of the enemy champions. Frederick Brion, even though they made some aggressive decisions, but they were not able to execute it at the best level. And KT was able to punish those kind of mistakes. KT was not making them to get away with their second try, so KT was able to close out the game with a lead. KT was ahead about 100k gold at the end of the game, and the POG will go over to Zeus once again. Another Rel POG coming out. Earlier today, it was Hana Life Vista picking up the POG for the first time for this Rel champion. Zeus was doing a fantastic work, especially during team fights. A lot of people now are playing Rel in the current meta, and it's really impressive to see that we are having a back-to-back Rel POG happening today. I guess now a lot of players are learning how to utilize this champion at the best level. Unless Rel makes it kind of montage moment, it's really hard for the support players to pick up POG, but Rel is the kind of champion that kind of allow and open more space for the support players to be the main character of team fights. Hybrid as well. He seems to look a lot more confident when he's playing Samira. The way he kind of locks down the kill is really on point when he gets to play that champion. And Zeus was able to almost get the 9 out of 9 score for his POG, but he was actually sharing 1 vote with Hybrid down on the bottom lane. So now we are moving towards game number 3 between Frederick Freon versus KT Roaster, the game number 6 of today.